Good day, everybody. It's been a long day. Today's one of those days where time just slowly moves. It's like if you ever play this Zelda game where you can make time go slower. That's what this day's been like. So I haven't really been keeping up the news. So I occasionally get some bits. It's the same shit, different day. But the one thing that popped up is I got a Substack email from Aaron Parnas saying that Trump says that the reason he broke up with Jeffrey Epstein is because he took his young girls from Mar-a-Lago, his property, from him to use. You guys know I'm a really different kind of person. I experience a lot of stuff. And I've been a fan of old time radio for years. I used to listen to it all the time. CBS Radio 1070 in Los Angeles, they used to have, when it was new, the CBS Mystery Theater once a week. Then they would play old radio shows once that went the way of the dodo. But I'm a big fan of it, and lately, and YouTube has them all. If you ever want to listen to some old radio, it's great. Because it's good, not only for the drama, but it's good to listen to a lot of the culture and commercials they talk about. It puts a perspective on stuff that you forgot, what the United States was like in those days. And I'm going to do a video on that because it's really interesting to listen to a lot of that stuff, especially in the early 50s and in the 50s and the 60s. But I've been getting into listening to Gunsmoke. William Conrad, I remember him, used to play that Private Detective Cannon TV, big guy, but he had a great voice, had that deep voice. And he played the Marshall Dillon on the radio show that James Arness played on the TV show. And the one thing I was listening to, and I thought about when, as soon as I heard the story about Trump and saying why he broke up with Epstein, is that Trump is talking about women like a rancher on Gunsmoke would talk to Marshall Dillon about a rustler taking his cattle, taking his property, rustling his property, and they need to deal with it. Literally, Donald Trump thinks of those women as property, not as human beings, not as the hell that they were being exposed to, but as property. And this is what you MAGA support. If you support Donald Trump, you think of women as property. If you support Donald Trump, you support everything that Ghislaine Maxwell has been convicted on and is trying to weasel her way out of jail. That woman is guilty, but she sees an opportunity. That's why she's evil. That's why she victimized people for decades. He thinks of women as property, that they didn't work for him, he owned them. And Epstein stole his property like a cattle rustler in a Gunsmoke episode. You know, we live in a fucked up timeline. And it's sad to know now that women mean nothing to Republicans and to MAGA. And if you're a woman who support MAGA, you absolutely believe in slavery and bondage. You have no free will. And that's going to be snapping back on you soon. But that is just insane. And he still sits in the presidency. And he's still worshipped. And he still goes on. And someday this will end. and the reckoning will be huge.